some sort of other groups and YouTube. However, since 8 to 9 months, I am doing meditation, more or less continuously. I completed one 40-day program. I was part of RCML in Dubai as well, and I meet few people in Dubai who are doing continuously by committed meditations like Jayasri ma'am and Sudhakar ji in Abu Dhabi. So for me, what I understood about this Anapanasati meditation, transition from rule book to the good book. We as a human being logical every time. We put our logic, even though things are very simple, but we try to put our logic and we try to complicate the things. And this happens everywhere, not even in office, at home, wherever we are. After being introduced to Anapanasati meditation, I understood, I know that things are very simple. Take it everything very simple. Because if meditation can be very simple, then why not other things can be very simple? Because earlier the things was like meditation for 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum. This is what I personally know, and I agree that most of us, we agree with this statement, whosoever was not introduced to the Buddha CEO. So my thought process was it's a 5 minute or maximum 10 minutes. But how this after started, how 40-45 minutes meditation, today 4 hours meditation, 2 hours meditation. So this is simply, it's a great and simple experience, what I can say. Overall, entire experience for AMR, it's a great experience. When I was planning for AMR, I was talking to my wife. And though my wife, sorry, she is not meditated, but she started. And she committed, she told me that she will do the 40 days program. And I'm revealing this at front of everyone, and she will do. So I told her, she was saying that even my son, he's here, he's attending the children program. So everyone, somebody is going to Georgia, someone is going to Switzerland during this winter vacation. I told my wife, we will not go to anywhere. Even we will not go to our hometown, Jharkhand. Basically, I am from the Jharkhand, stay in Abu Dhabi. So I told my wife and son, we will have a spiritual vacation this time. And this was well executed, of course, well planned from here and from our side also. I'm very happy that I am part of this AMR. And from my bottom of heart, thanks to you, sir, bringing this simple process to the world. I can say to the world because we are spreading, every day we are spreading, we are talking to everyone. And we are not only here 100 people who evident this AMR or the Buddha CEO. There are so many people, they know about the Buddha CEO now. And they started following, they started talking about, they started asking about that what is this, how this meditation, why this meditation, it's so long, 40-45 minutes, it could be 5-10 minutes. So at least there is awareness about this. And with the grace of God, I was also talking to Jayasri ma'am and Rakesh sir. My plan is to take it to my home state, which is the Jharkhand and Bihar. And anyhow, if I could have done this, then I can say it's a great token of appreciation from my side to my native place. Though I born and brought up from there, and I know that what is the importance of the birthplace. So my this aspiration, I can say, or maybe my from the bottom of my heart, this is my wish that I should bring this very simple Anapanasati meditation with the help of Buddha CEO and Chandra sir and team to my home state. And maybe in the next AMR, we will discuss about this detail. and about the progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, everybody must build a pyramid, must set up a meditation center in their village, in their town. In our village, we have done that. Or many of our masters in their village, they built. Many pyramid masters, wherever they are in the world, they build pyramids. Dubai, Nanaji Garu built one. Shashi Madam built one in their hometown. Karuna Madam built, I think they built one. Everywhere, you must build one. Give one that as a gift to the villagers. Beautifully they will thrive from the, a pyramid not only is a meditation space, but a pyramid has this aura. Wherever pyramids are, that environment, if you, depending on the size of the pyramid, it has aura spread, so the people around in general thrive. The environment becomes better, crime rate drops. Crime rate drops, many things happen. So overall, the 3-4 kilometers, whatever, that whole area gets lifted up, even just by building a pyramid. Then add meditation, individuals transform. Right? It's a great, great thought, Murari Garu, to think about this, friends. Before we spend further time, I would like to talk through this important concept. 6 spiritual science laws. How many of you know about this now? So where is the Bharat, or whoever has set it up? Every day is the same issue. This doesn't have the Bluetooth. The Bluetooth is not the actual one that has to go in dongle. So 6 spiritual science laws, nature of personal reality. Sort of explain all events how they're created in life. Suddenly, a very generous man has a heart attack. World is saying how unkind God is. The only thing we know is that giving so many good things to everybody, enabling, but this happens. A child is born with disabilities. Again, we say the same thing. What has the child done? Why should the child be born with these aspects, these things? 2 family members, 2 sons, both have gone to the same school. One is greatly succeeding, another is not. Some is completely failing. Seems to be in the societal mind they are failing, but one is super succeeding. What's the reason? While they had the same opportunity, same resources, absolutely everything is same. And so there is a struggle for the parents and say, okay, this constantly, this is going, but this is not going anywhere. Somebody starts a business. In 2 years, suddenly they make so much money. Somebody who seemed to be much more hardworking, much more intelligent, 20 years later still struggling to meet the ends meet. What is the reason for all of this? We have to have answers for this. Otherwise, we constantly in this comparison, when we don't know, then becomes difficult to accept. When you're not accepting, we're not in coherence. When you're not in coherence, we can't create more and create well. These 6 spiritual science theories, some of the references here and there, but Patriji wove them together beautifully into 6 laws or 6 theories or 6 principles. Help us to put all things in perspective. If you know these, then you would be able to sort of understand, especially from a personal reality perspective. Cosmic reality is something else. That means planets, stars, and life after, other elsewhere, and all of that. Cosmic reality. But personal reality of how my life, how somebody's events are shaping up, and then why not? Those answers must come from these concepts. It also gives you enough pointers to explore further from here. So the 6 theories or 6 principles. The first one is principle of consciousness. Then yoga, what years you'll do now? 2 years, 1 year, everything happens much, much quickly. And then theory of infinity, that you come to a greatest conclusion that there is a limitless, unlimited life to experience. And so then you live once you pass through these 5 stages. So let's look at the first one. Principle of consciousness is stating that everything originates from emptiness. The children can be asked to come at 12:30. Everything originates from emptiness. So first there is nothing. This we understand. There is nothing. From nothing comes everything. That's the whole field we are talking about. The quantum field of energy is all empty. Quantum physics said it also. That inside, deep down, it's all 99.999% empty. All of it is emptiness is energy. So whatever is that we are experiencing is through observation. So everything comes from nothingness, that emptiness. What is nothingness? There's nothing out there. It's all void. And when a company is formed, company is nothing in the company, only a thought. Then a company is formed. Somebody got an idea, then go and register. Then some founders come in, then employees come in, some products are made, then offices are hired. More things, more things, more things. Suddenly it contains a big thing gets formed out of nothing. And this company, then it grows and grows and grows, then it gets broken up into parts. Transforms into some other company, name board changes, it no longer exists as that but something else. So things come from nothing, then they either go off or transform into something else. Theory of consciousness saying always some things come from nothing and then they either transform or they go. When they go in, they become something else. A tree grows, a plant seed grows from nothing. Nothing, a tiny seed. You cannot imagine that it is actually going to grow into a big banyan tree. It goes, largest tree possible. Then it grows and grows and grows, stays, and then slowly the leaves fall, branches fall, this and that, they'll go down, ultimately they go into a form of minerals, and then become something else, and those minerals come out and then become something else again, right? So consciousness is, the theory of consciousness is saying that all things originate from nothing, goes back to nothing again, eventually. Or a transformed shape into one to the other, but it ultimately goes back to nothing, okay? So origination happens from nothingness. So we recognize that to create something, you don't have to have anything, because it comes from nothing. To experience something, it comes from nothing. Where does it start? Observation, of course, right? Stones are stones, boulders, they don't value, but they're put in the hand of a sculptor, from there comes a beautiful statue. Then after a few days, it's broken, it goes off, it's kept aside, finally it will be found by somebody else, it could become a brick in a wall, it takes that shape. Repurposed some way, or otherwise, it's buried into, transformed into something else, some other element. So first principle, dear friends, is that nothingness creates everything, and so is a body with nothing, and then we move to a mindset from body to energy. We are energy, fundamentally not body. The body is empty, the body is nothing in it, which is a quantum physics concept now. Eventually it came from nothingness, right? So this part, which we have went through on day one, right? Efficiently. Everything as energy, everything is number one energy, and as energy is all one, it is that emptiness. It's not separate, it's connected. Do you understand the statements now? If you don't, please go back and listen to a lecture in Buddhasio's 40-day program. This is a lecture recording. Are we doing this program on app? Is it there in the app? Are we placing the recording, but only report the recordings of meditations, not the lectures, I think. So lecture is probably not even there. But this lecture about this quantum physics concepts in the 40-day program, it comes somewhere in the third week, usually. So you can go back and refer to it from a past recording or join the next one. But please do listen to go back to refer the concepts to come to a great conclusion. There is all nothing, it's all interconnected, and through observation that things come into physicality, so something comes out of nothing. Dr. Joe Dispenza beautifully puts it. In meditation, we are something, but we become nothings. In nothingness, you experience the wholeness, everything. And then you intend, so again you come back as something. Some other experience comes out of it with your intention, right? So this supports the first principle that all things originate from nothingness, right? And goes back into nothingness. So then the second principle comes. So if things are coming and going, coming back and going, so of course you're the body then. It comes and goes and comes back again. It comes, goes, comes back again. So our body is matter observed, then it is gone. According to quantum physics principle, it has to become energy again. Either matter or energy. One of the two. Something has to happen. So it's gone back as energy. So it is there somewhere. It has not really died then. It is there in the form of energy. A water became vapor. It is still there. It's not that it's not there. We don't see, but it is there. Our thoughts are always energy anyway. Our mind is always energy. Yes or no? Our brain is tissue, but mind is energy. Mind is the thought, that memory, that information, its frequency, its energy. And it's always anyway in the field. It never died. It's always there. My little mind in the field has energy somewhere, your little mind somewhere, Prashant ji somewhere, Renika ji somewhere. All these little minds are there in the entire field as perhaps like dense bulbs here and there. Or in the world map, if you see, wherever the landmass is there in a picture world map, you'll see it in one dark color. Everything else is a light color. But everything is planet, but in that you have some concentrations, some lightness is there, right? So is the case that we all, our bodies, essentially our memories of living, they're all there, is called consciousness, is there in the energy field. So it goes, stays there, and then comes back as another entity, another form somewhere, through somebody else's observation. Body goes back and then comes back. So reincarnation theory, I don't have to explain so many words. Here most of us understand that there is reincarnation, right? But the reincarnation, when energy becomes matter, back to energy, back to matter, back to energy, back to matter, right? Now obviously then there is something that is making us to become one personality to another personality when we take birth again. When I change companies, this company, while as a student, when I'm graduating, I had a lot of dreams and visions. This is what I want to do, that's what I want to do. I've already placed so many intentions into the field. I placed intention into the field. I want to become this, I want to become that, this, so many things. Along the way, people influence me, meaning ultimately I make a decision and say, okay, I need to become that now. Oh, AI has come, so I need to go into AI. Oh, meditation has come, I need to become a meditation coach. Oh, this has come. So make so many intentions, so many things are there. But we decide any given time, this is what I want to do next, at any given time. Out of the 20 things that I am wishing to do, then it says, okay, I want to be, you want to be at a conference, you want to associate, we understand that there is no death then. The fear of death must go. In sleep, every day we die. What is death? If we say not having consciousness, then it is, that's why doctors, when somebody goes into an unresponsive state, they say unconscious person, that's equivalent to death because they don't know they're going to come back. Right? They don't know they're going to come back. So every day in sleep, we go away and we come back, however. Meditation, we go away and we come back. But the second principle is the reincarnation, is that we are coming to take a role to experience something. For that we choose environment in a way. Now once you take a job in say, let's say Google or whatever, come to Bangalore, will you be ready to shift again within 1 month? You come to Bangalore relocated, will you shift again within a month, within 30 days, within 15 days because you don't like it? You will stay. You'll stay for a few days. So is the case the body. Things do not change. I chose an environment of wanting to be a Christian or wanting to be a Hindu body. Just because I don't like a ritual, I'll not just let that go and say, okay, no, I don't want this Hindu thing, I want to change something else. You will not. You will go through because you chose a Hindu environment, or you chose a Muslim environment, you chose an American environment, you chose a village environment. Basically, in a reincarnation, in general, the parameters of your life mostly do not vary too much. Where you chose a male body, not female body. In some lives, you have chosen a female body. Well, the body can change easily, male to female, female to female. Now, okay, there is a mad technology is coming to say, okay, we'll change genders and all that. Everything artificial, without knowing what they're doing. You come for a plan, you want to experience something, and so you chose a specific gender. But then you see it as gross injustice and this and that, or no, at various reasons, and say, I want to change. Not knowing why I came here. And that doesn't end. Very temporary. We're fixing, doing a band-aid. So we choose a body, we choose a specific environment that does not necessarily change in the lifetime. So those who are born in America will generally have an American culture. Few people travel here and there based on their environment. They chose used to be born there, live here, vice versa. A lot of things happen. But otherwise, people who live in countryside, they stay there. Born in countryside, generally they stay. They have that environment. City, urban life, something. Your religion doesn't change. Your necessarily, of course, your body, your gender doesn't change. So you have some basic fundamental aspects of life that are there, using which you experience a whole set of cultural, religious experiences in there, right? Everything is possible within it, but you just have a different type of experience. Yeah, I'm sure you agree with me. For a Hindu, a festival celebration is totally different from a Christian. We know that. For an American, it's totally different from India. We know this. In a village, it's different from urban. Diwali is celebrated differently in villages. It's celebrated differently here. And so, reincarnation, dear friends, is saying that we are coming here with a purpose to experience something. That's where the purpose of life comes into picture. What is that I come here to experience? It need not be one. It could be a few things. But I was sure enough I come here to experience, and so then I chose a whole set of characters. Menaji chose Mukherjee. Mukherjee chose Menaji. What to do? Only for this lifetime though. Some people without knowing and say, I will be with you forever. Only to realize after going there and say, oh my God, why did I choose this? Without knowing, there is so many things I could have done without Mukherjee, but now I'm stuck because I intended. I've intended for myself, so I have to put that energy, I have to cancel that energy, because I don't know. And then why do we have that? Because either we have attachment, or we don't have a good experience. I have a good K.C. Das Rasgulla. If I'm very mindful, I have the Rasgulla very mindfully, then I'll be done after having two. If my mind is somewhere, I'm just eating, I don't even get the partial taste, I don't have the mindfulness of eating, then I eat 10 also, still crave for it, I still need some more, because my experience is not complete. When your experience is complete, don't ask for it again. Or, I don't know, people choose the same Chinese restaurant every time. Okay, when you go out, I have to go to the same restaurant. Because they are not aware that there is something more beautiful out there. Either we're not aware that there's a lot more that you can experience, and so then you end up choosing the same thing over and over and over. Either we're attached to it, lack of understanding, or we do not have adequate knowledge, and so we choose the same thing again and again, right? For many reasons, of course, our fears are there, our comfort zone. reincarnation primarily is teaching us that there is no death. There is no death. First principle is teaching us that what goes comes back. Second one is saying that there is no death for us in this body. You must lose the death fear. If you study adequately about reincarnation, now here is the thing. Dr. E.L. Stevenson's work on reincarnation provided with much detail, proved it. So if anybody has still questions around reincarnation, does it really exist? What is all this woo-woo, this and that? One must go and explore a little bit. Did I talk about him here? I mentioned, right? Did I mention about him? Since I had back-to-back events, I'm not remembering where I mentioned what. Yes, so E.L. Stevenson, chairman of the Department of Psychiatry and Neurology at the University of Virginia, was hired to disprove reincarnation, but when he took the job role and then went about recording, evidential recordings of many reincarnation cases in children, and so he wrote a book proving that reincarnation exists. So the book name is 20 Cases Suggest of Reincarnation. So many more things he did after that, right? And why did I quote him? There are many more people like him who have done research, even including our great master, Dr. Newton Kondaviti. There is a book, by the way, Dr. Newton written called Art and Science of Meditation. I mean, we talk about this in a 40-day program. I mean, it goes without saying that those of you at the continuity who have not done a 40-day, please do 40-day because you will enrich yourself with a lot more information. We've jumped into an advanced segment, but there's always a lot around this whole basic physiology of life, of your body health, your mental health, your emotional intelligence. All of that has to be set in place, and we talk about that in great deal scientifically in a 40-day program, right? And we touch upon things that we've experienced in the last 5 days. A little bit we touch upon those things and what we experienced in the last 5 days. All of it here. So what is in 40-day will be quite a bit complementary to what you learned here, right? So I talked about him because he is into the academic community, is quite close to the scientific community, and so regarded quite well. And he himself came back with books saying that reincarnation is there. So second principle is essentially saying death, the fear of death should be diminished. The sting of death must lose its grip on us. And for a meditator, it will lose its grip because you will explore these concepts and then you'll also potentially take glimpses of it in your meditations. Meditation, every day, what are we doing? When we go into the field, then you're going into this energy side of the equation. In the energy side, as we just said, if a body died, the energy, the mind of that person when he died should be there in the field. So that means if we were there as somebody else before, then that access of the records must be there. That's called past life records. You heard of Akashic records? That's what they are. They call Akashic records in spiritual science are nothing but the whole field of information. Spiritual science had to give everything a word, so they gave a word. But the entire field contains everybody's information. Now, are they secretively stored? Are they secretively stored? Are they open to everybody? In the energy field, we're all super naked. Everything in our mind is already there. It is there out there for anybody to tune into. Everybody has access to it if they wish to. But it's a beautiful system out there. That's where some malpractices happen. People who do not have meditation where they connect, where they are guided by what is right and not right. So they do not necessarily waste their time looking into somebody else's records. What will I get if I try to look into Gargiji's past life? What will I get? Because my intention will never be to harm you. My intention is always about growing myself. So why do I bother about looking at you? And so then, but however, they're accessible. That's the reason why some channels, there is some echo, na? Mike? No? You're good? So there are some channels where if you give permission, then they tune into your memories. And so they receive information, which is the basis for the book by Robert Schwartz, one of the masters who uses the help of channels. Robert Schwartz A Soul's Gift or A Soul's Plan, 2 books he wrote. This is narrating beautifully events and experiences, life between lives, job between job, think of that way. Vacation between vacations. So in between that time you do some planning, right? You do something. Between one job to another you got some planning time. So it is like life between life, there is a planning time for everybody. And so he goes and dips into that thing about life between life into the energy field and then comes up with a set of cases to know how the planning is happening. And he focuses on cases that are what nobody wants to ever experience in life. A cancer case, an abusive lifelong relationship case, or a case where one is stuck at home for 40 years taking care of an elder family member, a sick person, or a case where a child is born with a total multiple disabilities. Nobody wants those, isn't it? So you focus on those to say why somebody, even though they are not necessarily accepted or taken on, still because it's all planned. Everything is planned. Why would I come with an abusive relationship, knowing that I'm going to be beaten up by my husband? Is it possible? Why would I even do it? But he beautifully talks about the reasons of why it is so by channeling into it. So it gives a lot of eye-opening understanding about why we take such things. The closest, when you go to a waterfall, we know that waterfall is dangerous. Government also, the local forest department would have put a board. Dangerous, do not cross the fence. But some people still do. They still go. They're choosing an adventure. They may come back, they may not come back, but they still choose an adventure, right? So it's like that. In experience, you say, this mad fellow, I can't even tell why. And we have this opinion, right? When some people are fell off in water for this and that, we say this, and I don't know why these guys do such things. But what to do? They want to do that thing. You understand? Because they want an experience. Somebody wants to go into bungee jumping, break their leg, they want an experience. Adventure, so we only say physical adventure. This is also an adventure, mental adventure, life adventure. You see it painful. Everything is adventure. Some people want to do business in the most toughest environment. I'm a sales guy. I'm happy selling in Singapore. I'm happy selling in the United States because very, very great markets, very well understood markets. Then they're saying, okay, now this is not fun anymore. I have to go sell in Iraq now. I have to go sell in Syria now, where there's all kinds of terrorism, where there are tensions are there, but he still wants to sell. There are some people like that. They want to do. What are they choosing then? It's not about money. They go through, sitting here, we may think, my God, why does he even want to go? He has such a beautiful job here, doing nice things. He goes there, every day you have to mentally worry about stuff. Do you think they're going to mentally worry about it? They see it as adventure. Some reporters go there, right, into the war-torn countries. They want to be standing in the center of it and they want to talk about, oh, is this behind me, this is happening, that's happening. That's a thrill for them. What to do? It is very, you say it is brainless for some people, in their view, right? Okay, they're brainless. That's why they're doing it, right? And so, it's about experience. For soul, for the consciousness, everything is an experience. Everything is own creation. Your thought creates, and so everything is experienced. The only thing that is there is you are experiencing your life, I'm experiencing my life. I don't trod onto your path. I don't interfere into your path. I do mine, you do yours. I have enough from the field to create, and you have enough from the field to create. I don't have to stop you to create something. That's the only, it's called law of free will. We have the same here also, you know that. The people around the zone have chosen to do that, right? You're missing the point. As much as you choosing, they're also choosing. A company, 10 employees joined. Everyone is choosing to come on their own, isn't it, to that employee thing? with an intention. So same thing here. In a family, all five are choosing to come. It's a beautiful orchestration that things are being done beautifully that way, that I choose and then you choose and somebody else choose, they all come. Yes or no? What are they choosing for? It's not because of you. They're also choosing to experience, be on the receiving end. Somebody is shouting all the time. The child is also taken from that perspective. You have to see from that perspective. Law of karma is always playing in all angles. While you also have to see, you come there to shout, but you recognize that, okay, it's not the right thing for me. And so then I need to learn out of it. If somebody supports me, I can learn out of it and say, somebody has to support me in a situation where I'm constantly shout, and then I lose my temper, and then I shout, and I shout, and I shout. Now, the other side, if they can keep quiet, if they can gently tell me, like Vani was saying, my son kept quiet and they told me, Mama, you still are angry. Told in a nice way. That made Vani to reflect, or us to reflect. But if we also gave back quickly, then it doesn't stop there. There will be one more event is going to happen, right? So we take environments like that, and appropriate teachers around us who are teaching us to learn things, to master a quality. That's sort of the idea of it. This is getting a little deeper now. So you hold on your questions. Let me do this now, because it's like this. If you don't read little more about it, because my purpose is to give you, and then I want you to, for example, questions. If you read the book, you won't have the answer questions to me, right? If you read the book and say, why is that so? And I can tell you a couple of stories, but there's right now no time, right? About from there, actual detailed stories of, why an abusive relationship. If you understand that concept, both sides of the reason, then maybe in the afternoon session, if we have, we'll cover that, right? So reincarnation is to experience a set of things. We come and then experience go. We're choosing the people around us so that we can have the best experience possible, right? Best experience possible. So death, no death. But life continuity exists. And so then, why drag the body? When you know this concept, people will not drag on the body just because they have to live here. And the body is not supporting anymore, let it go. Don't try to go on injecting things into it and extend it for no reason, because there's no life in it anyway. You're not experiencing anything anyway. What are we doing? Just sitting in a corner and then completely helpless and seeing there, and then family members have to support you, feed you, do this, do that. What's the point? Masters choose to exit at their term, in their own terms. We must become that way when we recognize. And so the fear of death will go. Fear of death must go. So the point I was saying was that in every meditation, we dip into this field, and so then we can look into the glimpses of our past and future. Some of you, if you have seen visions, there could be a vision from your past. There could be a vision from the future. Because in the field, all things exist simultaneously. There is no time concept there. There is no space concept. Everything happens simultaneously in the field. When things happen beyond speed of light, time drops. Time drops when things happen beyond speed of light scale. So there's no time, there's no space. Everything is collapsible. When I say no space, my thought travels to it travels around the world at a speed which is 6 times a thought in a second. 300 beyond speed of light, it means what? 300,000 kilometers per second. That is 6 times traveling the Earth in a second. That's the speed. That is the speed it's traveling. 6 times around the Earth in a second. So that means it is instantaneous. And at energy level, you can go anywhere instantaneously. So the question of space is collapsed now. Right? You're going from anywhere to anywhere instantaneously. The concept of space exists. From Bengaluru to Hyderabad, I take 6 hours, 8 hours, and so the time exists, space exists. But there it is collapsed into all instantaneously, right? So which means the past, future, everything, all existing simultaneously. Little difficult to understand how these are existing. They all exist simultaneously, and so then when you go into meditation, you dip into the future, dip into past. is why some people come with an event experience, say, okay, I saw a big accident. Possible. A future event you're seeing, future probability event you're seeing. And it's possible that any people have here what we call a premonition experiences. Okay, so there she is raising hand. So you experience that and then you do something with it. Okay, that's a later session or exploration for what you do with such experiences. So the third thing difference is that once you take a birth, then the third principle is saying is reincarnation or karma theory. It's a very, very important aspect to understand. Karma theory is not popularly understood as the punishment system. It's not a punishment system. How many people think it's a punishment system? That has happened and so that I have to go through it now. Karma theory is a free will system. It is a free will system. It's not a punishment system. It is something that you agree to, and so then you gladly accept it, just that you've forgotten. And you choose to experience anything that you still want to learn a lesson, but it's just that you choose to experience when. So it is like this. Everything is about learning. Everything is about experiencing. So in a reincarnation theory, then we are coming back with different characters to experience something of a life. Now I chose a hero role. Somebody chose a villain role, right? And so mother role, this role, that role, various roles are there. If I do my job right, everybody else also can do the job right. They can have the best experience. In my company, if I'm CEO, I got to do my job right so that everybody else has a beautiful thing. If I do some silly things, then what happens? Everybody is impacted. The jobs are impacted. This is impacted. When I don't do my role right, an architect doesn't do his own role right, instead only blames, then others are impacted. They cannot have beautiful experience, right? So you are causing an impact to somebody else because you're not doing a role right. Okay. What is my not doing role right? I've come here, instead I'm trying to poke into this fellow, I'm trying to blame this fellow, interfere into that aspect. I do with laziness, don't do things I'm supposed to do, and so as a result it is impacting. So a lot of bad things I do, things that I shouldn't be doing, instead I do that. The director gave me one script, instead I'm doing something else, the director gets mad. You fellow, you're not learning. So then I'll tell you, you got to go back and do it again. That's what is called karma theory, is that until you finish your experience, you got to go back and keep doing. Okay. If I don't learn with normal lessons 2 times, then you'll take little more stringent things so that you'll really be mindful to learn in that situation. That's sort of the why it gets little difficult. So you want to learn out of a situation, and so you're taking progressively more difficult situations to learn through it. But the choice to experience, or timing to experience, is yours. So when we come back, you have to see it as a learning experience and a punishment system, right? For example, when I split in my community, and there is a rule that you have to pay fine. You agreed for it, and that's why you came into the community, isn't it? First of all, in the beginning, you agreed for it. Even if you didn't agree, but 90% everything is good, 10% you don't like it, but still okay, you agreed. And so you decide in the thing. Otherwise, you could have gone out somewhere else, you decide. You agreed. Now you split today, 3 months later they send you a bill. Because they don't sit every day to look at who is splitting, right? But somewhere, some camera, somewhere captures, and then it will come back as a bill. And so you pay for it. You know it. You know that, okay, I did this. The picture is there, I did it, you accept it. So you are sometimes paying for things that you have done long ago. You're paying for things you have done long ago. That's why you want to see karma that is coming up here. The person who is suddenly got impacted is paying for things that is done long ago. It's not that it is not done. It is there in the system. It is coming up, bubbling up, like in India, for example. Somebody does something, 30 years later they get executed or whatever, they get the punishment, 30 years later. You can't say, I didn't do it. You can't say, I didn't do it. Now, however, the parole system is there though. The parole system is saying, has this person changed in that time? Has he gotten better? And so there is something, is there some mechanism is there, is looking into them and saying, okay, so even though he's done something grave, but he's like seems to be quite transformed person, better person now. And so instead giving them 15 years of punishment that he has agreed to be as the law of the land rule, let's give him only 2 years later, let's release them. That's his good work. So by doing good things, or by, in this case of consciousness concept, by learning, your karma gets dissolved. Jnana Agni Dagda Karmanam it's called. By improving yourself, the concept is, as you improve your knowledge, you know that the criminal is not doing that anymore. It was out of some necessity, out of some circumstance, out of situation I have done, but I don't anymore. So same thing even in your clubhouse layout, if you've done spitting for whatever reason or something, you left the dog going around, it spoiled the whole area, then the communities have it. But you go to the management, you explain to them, out of many things I've done it, so they also look and say, okay, fine. The point is, have you learned to not do or not is the question. Have you learned enough or not is the question. If you learned enough, then you don't need to go through the punishment, isn't it? That's the point. Punishment means to go through it so that you remember that I should not do it again for something that I've agreed. I should remember to not interfere with my child's life again. I should remember to not hurt somebody again. I should remember to not kill that chicken or hen again. And so then I go through what it means to be trapped. If chicken and hen are caged by people in their lifelong, that's the thing they're doing. Potentially they may come as a woman, a female body, and then they may be trapped in a home where they don't have any freedom at all. Their entire life they're not allowed to go anywhere other than just be cooking at the stove and then back in there. That's all it is. So that could be a life they've taken because they trapped and they kept animals in cage for years and years. It need not be here, it can be somewhere else. But the effect is same. Effect is same. You're also caged. And you also don't have freedom. You're also just basically perishing your entire life ultimately there. Right. But what does it do? Then in that process, you are coming to a greatest conclusion. ऐसा life तो किसी को नहीं होना चाहिए. I cannot ever do anything like this that stops somebody's freedom. Yes or no? We come to that greatest conclusion in our minds as we experience something. Whatever we're missing is what we come to a greatest conclusion. In that, the severity, the stronger the conclusion is for us. Right? And so that means we're learning our lesson. The moment we learn the lesson, dear friends, then that situation we cross, and so we don't need to come back to experience anything of that nature. Are you with me on this? Cause and effect is that way. Now, when you go, you decide out of the many pending lessons that I have to learn, which one to learn, which sequence. That's all it is. The sequencing is what you do. The choice of what kind of event you choose is what you do. But it is in the grand scheme of things, it is an experience that you want to conquer. I want to conquer not being able to unnecessarily be angry. I want to conquer not being able to unnecessarily interfere into somebody's life, keep poking. Those are things that we try to conquer as lessons, and so then we choose events to go through. Law of cause and effects fundamentally is saying that nothing is luck, because you've chosen a role to play, you've chosen an environment, and so if somebody suddenly gets money, it is not that he is lucky. He has done all the great work before, intentions, everything has been done. He chose a role this time, all prepared for it, because he's got, for example, if I got as a prince sufficient management experience, now in the next lifetime I say, okay, I want to further that some more, and then suddenly create a big company and then rule the company at a very young age. Earlier my dad gave me, passed on the baton much later, but here I want to manage a big thing in a very young age. So you come as a business leader, in the past time maybe you're a prince. I too do it from a very early age, but your dad did not give you, because your dad only died much later. I'm talking about king and princess. Until the dad goes, the son doesn't get, whatever. So then you chose, and then you had the wish. And so here you come as a business leader, you're taking on the battles like, maybe a Mark Zuckerberg at whatever, 20, less than 20 is running a big business. Things like that. But we say, oh, simply luck, oh, very lucky. They had the luck on their side, it happened. Nothing in this grand scheme of law of karma is saying that nothing is luck, everything is creation. Right? Everything is creation, it has happened from the past, you have to look at from the past continuity. Right? And there are no problems, everything is learning. Yes, madam.
How can we or can we improve our bad karmas, or is there any way of?
That's what I just said. Jnanagni dagda karmanam. So it's all about if I have interfered a lot into my child's life. Now, what is it that can accelerate me to learn to not interfere anymore? That's all it is. You have to learn about non-interference. How do you learn about something? By repeatedly going through that experience, right? If I interfere, my child cries, I'll pay little attention after one day, okay, why did I do this? But my emotion again hits, next day again I do it, again I learn a little bit more, again say, yesterday I did it, today I did it, I don't know. It is a lifelong process. 20 years later, finally we learn. After several advice by people, and then several times that friend, the person impacted is coming, maybe some articles say when you do such thing and how the child can get impacted mentally, all of that put together 20 years later we would have learned and then slowly become a better person. Now there is something that can accelerate, it's called jnana, knowledge. The knowledge can accelerate your learning. In Bhagavad Gita, that's why it's called Jnanagni Dagda Karmanam. Yes, I'm talking about those also. You already have done something for which there is pending to be experienced. It may happen tomorrow, right? It can happen 10 years later in the form of a sudden illness or sudden something. Right. So how do I do? What do I do? This is why this whole process of meditation, which is called the acceleration, is coming later. Fifth principle. So what happens in meditation? You are dipping in. Meditation is solving problems of the future, past and present. Things that you don't know also are healed. Why? Because you're accessing, you're basically making an attempt, I want to live like consciousness when you come to meditation, right meditation. Not some stress relief benefit and all that, leave that aspect. Now I want to heal my knee, that's a different thing. But you come into meditation, know myself, and to live as consciousness. If that's your intention, then in meditation, you're tuning into everything that's going to impact you in your current lifetime, and so then you start learning things around it. Without even knowing, you learn about how to do acceptance. You learn about how to be grateful for. Those things will come to you, and so start being grateful for. That is already paying back things, basically expressing gratitude, which was the big reason why you have pending karma against it. So now you already learn gratitude, and to the point where you no longer have to experience a pending event into the future, because you learn the lesson. Are you with me on this? This is the meaning of Jnanagni Dharma Karmanam. This is the meaning of why Adi Shankaracharya said that Muktim na bhajati janma satyena. Even in 100 lifetime there is no moksha, liberation. In all religions, jnana vihina sarva matena. In jnana vihina means with no knowledge. In sarva matena, all religions, muktim na bhajati janma satyena. Even 100 lifetimes there is no mukti until jnana comes. Alright. So jnana, the knowledge, is essential for liberation, for learning. Right? But how does it get learned? It's not just book reading. It's where the accelerator, which is fifth principle, comes into picture here. Right? So karma is there, means our pending action for experience for learning is there. Should I be avoiding it? Question to ask. Right? If I have something, should I be avoiding? If you know it, it's about accepting that and going forward. But if you want an expansive life through extra knowledge, you can clear the karma, which is essentially what meditation does, what this knowledge does. All right. So the principle from this, what we understand is that all problems are there for learning, not problems anymore. How many people are living that way now? When I see problems as learning things, then it's problems, right? Then that's simple. That's all it is. Then, dear friends, the fourth principle is saying that these things go pretty quickly. It's really, in all of the six principles, it is 2 and 3 are the fundamentally they're intertwined: reincarnation and law of karma. If you read a book about reincarnation, You're not going down the way world sees today's situations. A businessman says, okay, is always failing. Right? If somebody fails 3 times serially, we say he's always failing. The reason is, we look at the time frame as very short time frame. If somebody in a 10-year period failed 3 times in 3 businesses, we say, okay, it's a failure. But a 4th business, if he succeeds, 2 years later, then we suddenly say, okay, he's a successful person. So the time frame is a problem for us to view and say something is successful or failure. Right? A student for 3 years has only been gaining 60% marks, but something changes in the student, and then later in 2 more years he is getting to 90%. So suddenly, if we increase the horizon to 5 years, the student's progress is there. So what the thing it's saying is that in a lot of times in life situations we say, okay, this person, lifelong somebody is only getting a 40% mark, somebody is only an average in a company in performance. We say that fellow is not that greatly there. But the problem, the thing is, for all you know, in his previous lifetime he never worked. This lifetime he started working, so he can only be an average performer or a beginning in the performance scale. Because he never worked before. And so he slowly improving his skill over lifetime. And so this lifetime he can get to be in that needs improvement phase. And the next lifetime will get to the good phase. Another next time maybe another very good phase. And then is an excellent phase. Right? So but every experience is teaching us something. Every experience is teaching us something. The guy needs improvement as he's working through, he's learning something else. So this is what the theory is saying is that nobody is ever failing at all in any situation. You got to really see this. Nobody is ever failing. Even those who, for example, get attached to drinks and whatever. But in the grand scheme of things, there is only learning with every experience. So the people are only getting better and wiser because all experiences teach us something. All experience teaches something in the grand scheme of things. In the material plane, when you look at a specific time scale, within the time scale, then there may be success, failures, high and low, depending on the parameters that we set ourselves to, but not otherwise in life. Right? One master they don't work at all. Whole lifetime, meaning ever since I know them, the meditators, only thing they do, the couple, they have beautiful house in a very posh area here, Bengaluru. Morning they wake up nicely, make tiffin, eat, and then watch a movie. Lunch, eat, then play some cards, then sleep. Then evening have pakoda, tea. Then maybe just go out for a walk, and then come back, have dinner, sleep, or maybe watch movie and sleep. That's all, entire life. Every day is same. Imagine your son is doing that. What do you do? All kinds of gali go. Why are you this? What a waste you are. Why don't you do anything? Now the point is here, that person, it could be the purpose, that whole lifetime is a rest for them. It's not waste. Whole life is a rest. We can't see that as a purpose. We see because we are tuned into everybody must work, everybody must earn, everybody must do something. We can't see somebody sitting idle at home and say, this fellow is wasting time. How can we tell what is right for somebody? We just are conditioned to think one way. If you are married, you have to have children. If you don't have children, something wrong. We just trouble them so much. We get troubled so much. Why no child? What's wrong with you? 10 years later, 5 years, everybody has nothing but just to give advice. Right? If somebody is not married at 38, my God, that fellow will just get all kinds of advice. Right? But anyway, it's all changing. It's not changing in the rural side, but the urban side, bit of changing. These are individual choices. Individuals come with their own plan and a purpose. And so then you cannot tell, applying the basic general system that is there and say, okay, everyone has to be slotted like this. It doesn't work that way. Everyone has their own journey, right? So love, reincarnation, you make a plan and come. Now karma is all about within the plan, are you working or not? This is the problem. I have come here to not work and the rest, but then my parents or the environment pushed me so much that I reluctantly take up. And so now I broke my plan. Give them meditation. Then they will know. Basically, how do we know what is right I'm doing or not? You got to feel. You have to tune into your feeling. The answers have to come from within. That courage to take the decision has to be there. And so give them meditation. Right? And then give them physical protection. Meditation, physical protection. Everything else, they'll be guiding themselves. Ideally scenario. But if you got an environment where many other people are concentrating, that's the thing. You got an environment where others have gadgets, others have influence. So there, you need to continue to work in giving the right knowledge to them. Because the environment constantly also impressing upon them differently, isn't it? So we have to continue to give right knowledge and meditation. What's that? Physical protection. Physically, when they're dependent on you, you have the thing to. If he's putting hand in the fire, then take care. If they're trying to cross the road, they don't know, take care. Physically, the system, that until the time they learn all of it, then we have to give physical protection. Everything else, they figure it out in a right way. But the environment is like a ashram environment in a forest where your natural methods are there. Then you don't have to do anything. But where it's not the case, which is the case where in cities we are living all of it, then you constantly give the right knowledge. They'll come back and say, it's because of my children, my friends, they're bullying me. Then what do? You pick up a phone call and then call the other person's mother and say, how can they do it? And go to school and complain to the teacher. And so we educate the child. How many people you can change? Educate the child. Nobody can bully you unless you become strong. Even if they're doing something, okay, fine, listen to it, leave it. What is there? You can accept if it does a little bit of meditation. Like that. Yeah. What do you think? So far, what you heard? It's a free will system, and everybody is conscious, and everyone's got a plan. So what do you think? You're asking about you. So correct. That's the answer. Yes. We have to tune into the feelings and do what we feel is right. And then we have enough confidence to do it. Meditation gives all of that understanding. Right. Okay. So questions, those of you hold them, because the afternoon session is all about a lot of such questions we can take. Okay. Let me just finish through this. And so in this case, basically there's no concept of failure in spiritual intelligence. And sixth spiritual science, nobody ever fails. Life experience, you are determined by experience of life. So only thing that is there is how much you are experiencing. That's when Bhagavad Gita says, karma, any karma is better than akarma. Not doing anything, not doing anything versus doing something. So do something. You're here in this body, do something. If you know your purpose is to not do anything, like the example I quoted, fine. But they're still eating. They're still playing cards. Right? Do something. Very rare people who will only do other than meditation, they'll not do anything. They are the yogis who truly are maybe a small percentage. The purpose is to just sit in a cave and then demonstrate that you are capable to do it. But not everybody who is going to Himalayas and to the caves thinking that, okay, that's going to give them salvation. Sorry. We already know it. They go there, they return back. There are many people who join and become nuns or this or that, but then they have all kinds of challenges because you are suppressing. You are basically going against the plan that you perhaps have, because you are running out of a challenge. Because some challenges come, or somebody gives you advice and says, okay, that is better. Like people take an army job because they feel it's better. Somebody advises them, it's great. It's the same way a lot of people are taking that kind of stuff out of recommendation, but they cannot stay there. If they're against your purpose, you'll not be happy, and they're going to come back. You'll not be successful in your cave meditation anyway. So So coming back, so here in this law, fourth principle, there is no failure progress. The fifth principle is saying that it is all about when the moment you get introduced. So until meditation comes, you are in this cycle of material birth and death. You are doing your roles. You are blaming each other. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You know, you have taken this nice hero role, but suddenly some director else poaches you. Or you taken a nice architect role, but another company poaches you for double the money. You suddenly ditch this and go. No ethics. Your feelings are here, but you've gone there for money. So you, of course, you're doing a major karmic issue here. If your feelings are here to be here, but then you leave this and go, so you impact a whole bunch of characters around you. Here, the old company, right? And so. The fifth principle, meditation. So until meditation comes, we are doing things as if what we are seeing is real. You know, everything is. You don't know. You are in that system, and you are driven by your greed, your attachment, and things, and then it can take a long time because you continue to cause a lot of karma to yourself. Right? Somebody gave me extra money. I just dropped what is my interest. I went there. Somebody really forced me and said, I want to become a musician. They forced me and said, without a job, without salary, nobody's going to give you a bride. And so then you went and then took a job and then dropped your music thing, right? Which is also the case. A lot of people lose their artistic abilities because the society expects them to have a paying job. And so they have to go for a paying job without putting aside their skills and talents. And so then, so that's what you're doing. But when yoga comes, meditation comes, then naturally you are now more tuned into what you need to do. You stop doing unnecessary things. You start doing things that are in alignment with what you want to be. So then everything seems to happen very effortlessly. Accelerated, it's called. So meditation works as an accelerator, catalyst in everybody's life. How many people felt their life is at a fast pace after meditation came? Fast pace in a good way. It's not the fast pace in a stressful way. Meaning things happen. You intend things happen. You intend something else is happening to you, right? You never thought that you will do so many things as you, the way you are doing now. Okay? You're doing conferences, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing more vacation than before. Earlier it's difficult to take a vacation, now you're able to express, you get your vacation. Everything becomes effortless. That's because this is called law of yoga. When yoga enters or meditation enters into life, then things accelerate. Okay? You are more aligned to the purpose, so you no longer keep creating more and more wrong things for others and for yourself. The karmic debt starts decreasing, and meaning what does karmic debt start decreasing means? It is only because in meditation you are also learning. When your knowledge is there, your learning is improved, and so things that you otherwise have to experience are no longer required. A classic example, you wanted a BMW car. Now BMW car was a dream. You had the wish pending to be experienced. You don't have money, but it has got to experience sometime. So in a normal case, you would be working for it. But then when you come into meditation, when you come into this understanding, then maybe when you drive a BMW or with Mukherjee, then you are satisfied. Because his car you drive also the same thing as yours. It is not necessarily you have to own one. That thing drops anymore. It's about experience, it's not about owning, because you know that they're so temporary. So when you have that experience of driving that, then that desire to experience owning your own BMW will drop. That means suddenly you have perhaps saved a lifetime to earn money to actually buy one, isn't it? So that's how you think of it as a karma dissolves. Once you learn. The learning happens through meditation, knowledge and understanding that, okay, it's about me, on my lifetime maybe 20 times I'll go on a long drive, and if I can do through my friend's car, it's okay. As through a rental car, it's okay, I'm done. I don't need to own one, right? You understand with me? How knowledge liberates us from pending action. That means karma dissolves. So your future is now onto something else. So this is the fifth one, which is basically when you have this understanding, then ordinary life becomes miraculous life, because now you start pulling in many miracles. Meditation, you tune into many field potentials. And so you start thinking about things that you never thought you will ever do. And so you continuously experience miracles. You drop the baggage. The baggage of BMW car I have to own, that's a baggage. Because of which you will end up working for somebody for a lifetime, which is no longer necessary for you. That baggage is dropped, doesn't stop you. Instead, it moves you towards what you really want, and then you dream towards it. Like people have dreamt now, Prime Minister Modi is going to be there. That's a miraculous thought they're releasing now. 2 years ago, without meditation, impossible. First of all, teaching meditation was not there. Second, on top of it, and say, I'm already thinking about the highest level of person coming and impacting. That's miraculous thinking, right? It comes with meditation, so catalyst, right? And then, dear friend, the last principle is, once you understand this, once you understand that there is no depth, and second, you understand that everything is only a lesson to learn more preparation for something greater experience through law of karma, cause and effect, and constant progression. And meditation is there aligning you to your interests. Then you come to a great conclusion that there is infinity to experience because the field is infinite. So there's nothing that stops me. I learn, I experience. I learn experience. And so there is anything that I can do, you come to the greatest conclusion that whatever you wish you do, that it's about deciding what is that I really want to have in my life. That's where it comes down to. And then in that you go to any extent. It could be a greatest musician, it could be greatest artist, it could be greatest technologist. Like Elon Musk, if you see, he still continues to go and go and go. There doesn't seem to be any end to his innovations. His dreams of going and exploring space. This is a classic case of exploring yourself to the highest possible, right, friends? So the limited becomes unlimited. So there's no limit to what you can experience. So this is what happens when you understand this knowledge. From nothing comes everything. So it's fine. You know that you can create it. Number two, then there's no death, there's eternity of life. So why am I rushing to experience something? Can I not get my BMW 5 years later? Why do you have to get my house now? Why do I have to get my house now? Putting all my children into scarcity and then put all the money to the EMIs. Is it required? And struggle every month in this constant battle. Better don't spend that money. Oh, your wife you tell, or your spouse you tell, you can't spend this month because you have EMI coming, this coming. Why do you have to do it? Why can't I do it a little later? Because that notion that life is very limited has to disappear. All right? The notion that I have to acquire things will disappear to experience things. There is a difference between these two. Right? Acquiring versus experiencing. Right, friends? And so death to eternity will make us free in the way we live life. Right? The time drops. The space drops. Luck is not there. You no longer feel helpless. Oh, I'm not lucky. Life is difficult. So you know that everything is a creation. So you move to that model. Otherwise, you are like saying, good, very lucky people are going to have great life. I'm not. Or they're born in rich family. They're lucky people. They got great education. Lucky people. That's helplessness. Instead, we move into a self-creating model, empowerment model, right? And then problems are not the learnings, progress, miraculous life, and then limitless life. Right, friends? That's the sixth series of spiritual science. As you read the books that we gave you, you will get insights about these aspects in many ways. Right? It's not. The Conversation with God by Neil Donald Walsh is a great starting book. Another book around this that you can learn, it mentions a little bit about these aspects is The Soul's Journey by Peter Richelieu. All right, that also can give you some insights about this. Some of these stages, not all of them. And Seth has written many books, Jane Roberts. Those books also can give you some further clues around these concepts. Right, friends? Seth is Jane Roberts is the channel. Seth is the master whose knowledge is channeled through Jane Roberts. Jane, R-O-B-E-R-T-S, Roberts, Jane Roberts. And so then those books will also give you around in fact, he's written a book called Nature of Personal Reality, the exact same title, of how things are, he explains in a beautiful way. May not be in 6 series, but explains a lot of concepts in different ways. Okay? Jane Roberts said, Nature of Personal Reality is a book you can start with. But it's written about 20 books are there. Okay? All right, friends. So, do you have tea here? Okay. So we conclude here, and you are leaving at 1 p.m. Right? Right? 1 or 1:30. Right? You're there. Is anybody leaving at 1 here? You're leaving at 1. You can go. Okay, let's take a quick tea break and come back. And then I'd like to do an integration of all of the concepts that we've learned. Right? 15 minutes tea break. Okay, come back here. Integration of all the concepts you learned into what could be our next steps from here. Right? Okay. Was that? Still not coming. We'll talk about this integration for 10-15 minutes, and then we'll go into the shallow segment.
From the yesterday class, 7 essence of medicine, the closer the relation, the more the learning.
Check, check. Are the children coming now? Okay, friends. So let's look at this video.
How does visualization help with that?
It is everything for me.
How so?
So if you're going to play an overseas tour, say to Australia or England or something like that, I literally sat down 2-3 months before and I've made a decision in my head that I'm going to take their best bowler on. And when I train in the gym, when I'm practicing, regularly there are visuals running in my head, me dominating that bowler. When I train, I have music on, I'm putting myself in a situation where that guy is bringing the heat onto me and I'm countering that, and that becomes such a reality in your head. And invariably when I went into that situation, I ended up dominating that guy in their own home conditions.
And what specifically are you seeing when you're visualizing?
I'm actually seeing smashing that bowler all over the field. So I actually feel that emotion in my heart, and I can feel that this is going to happen. And you tune your head or you tune your mind in a way that it's so convincing in your mind that when you're in that situation, your body just takes over because it's already registered in your mind. And when that happens, you feel like, wow man, this is so powerful. Because if something looks difficult, and if you don't convince yourself to go out there and achieve the opposite, you're never going to be able to do it. You can't just land in a place and say, I'll see what happens. That way your chances of succeeding become very, very low.
The 600-meter underway. Heather Dornan in Minnesota finished second this event a year ago. She was in lane 4.
And Dornan is probably going to be your favorite. She actually won the NCAA championships in 2006 in the 800, but she only won one Big Ten championship in the 2 years.
3 laps in this event, 600 meters, 3 times around the 200-meter track here at the field house.
What a bold move by Fawn. She's looking very confident, and the Penn State runner is just running amazing today. She did win her heat in the 400, but ended up taking 4th overall.
That's Fondor moving into the lead, a sophomore from Penn State. Dorner's been running second.
Dornan last year scored 23 points for the Golden Gophers in their Big Ten championship. So they're really relying on getting a lot of points from her this weekend. And she just coming by Fondor now in the home stretch, heading into the bell lap.
Dornan falling down, gets up quickly, but that's going to cost her. Lucky she wasn't injured.
Her teammate just went to the front, though, so they may be able to recover from that. And Dornan is flying down the backstretch. She is going to catch Fondor, and she may catch the leader.
Wow.
She's got fun.
This is a gutsy effort by Dornan. Gets her pulled off. She's moving it third. Dornan comes down the stretch from the outside. Dornan back down stretch from here. Dornan, you're all the way. Dornan. She did it. Wow, unbelievable.
That is amazing. To fall in a 600, I mean, this is basically a sprint. I mean, this is an extended 400, basically. So to fall with 200 meters to go and get up and win, that is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
That's one of the most exciting I've seen. Here's the fall.
Oh, she trips on Fawn's shoe.
It looked like Fawn just clipped her heel, and she went down just before the bell lap.
Fondor had to find her.
to avoid a collision. And she is powering down this home stretch, just doing everything she can to win this heat.
I just love life. I love life. You know, so many people come and say, how come you smile so much? And I'm like, well, it's a long story.
She walks busy streets looking for her next mate. Maybe the one, 'cause in her mind there is more to life than being someone. Deeper down she has
The desire for me to be independent and live a normal life and a full life is a dream of mine. I really just want to put limits aside and live life to the fullest and just going for it. To overcome an obstacle, you have to realize where you are and to visualize yourself overcoming these obstacles. To focus on the positive things that we do have, using everything that we have to the best of our ability.
Many people look at me and say, Nick, how come you're smiling? How come you're so happy? And I want to be like you. And I don't mean like, you know, I want to be like you in a prideful way, but they see the strength in me. You look at me and you want the confidence that I have. You want the smile that I have. Many people ask where it's from. And tonight I'm going to tell you where Nick's smile is from.
You're beautiful, just the way you are. She walks busy streets looking for her next mate. Maybe the one, 'cause in her mind there is more to life than being someone. Deeper down she has found the one thing we can love. So she is looking for it in all the wrong places. You're beautiful. Just the way you are. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
That's fun. Let's do it again.
Just the way you are.
My second story is about love and loss. I was lucky. I found what I loved to do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. How can you get fired from a company you started? Well, as Apple grew, we hired someone who I thought was very talented to run the company with me. And for the first year or so, things went well. But then our visions of the future began to diverge, and eventually we had a falling out. When we did, our board of directors sided with him. And so at 30, I was out, and very publicly out. What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating. I really didn't know what to do for a few months. I felt that I had let the previous generation of entrepreneurs down, that I had dropped the baton as it was being passed to me. I met with David Packard and Bob Noyce and tried to apologize for screwing up so badly. I was a very public failure, and I even thought about running away from the Valley. But something slowly began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did. The turn of events at Apple had not changed that one bit. I'd been rejected, but I was still in love. And so I decided to start over. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. Pixar went on to create the world's first computer-animated feature film, Toy Story, and is now the most successful animation studio in the world. In a remarkable turn of events, Apple bought Next, and I returned to Apple, and the technology we developed at Next is at the heart of Apple's current renaissance. And Lorene and I have a wonderful family together. I'm pretty sure none of this would have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking, don't settle.
Okay, great. All children are here. Welcome to all of you. Few minutes, we'll start with you. Okay, there is echo here. We'll adjust this echo. So what do we have in this? 4 messages are there. We start with Nick. What's that? Success of Nick was he loved the way he is. I love the way I am. That's what he said. The secret of my success is I love the way I am. Me with no limbs, no anything, but I started loving myself. So from there came the strength to do everything. We can go on arguing about our limitations. My family is there, this is there, that is there. And so that nothing moves forward. It's all, everything is our limitation that we argue for. If Nick can be a great example, if it is taken, the message is loud and clear. His entire life would have been just that. If it said, okay, how can I do anything? But instead he made his entire life to be totally unexpectedly different. Then if you decide to do something, what did Virat Kohli say? You prepare for it. You don't just go up and show up and say, okay, something is going to happen. And he's the greatest cricketer. So much of consistency that he delivered again and again and again. Because he was doing what he thought must do. And then, of course, he has his mindfulness practices. By the way, all of them have meditation practice. That's common to all of them. Steve Jobs had meditation practice. Virat Kohli has meditation practice. Nick has an absolute meditation practice. Darlington, I don't know. I assume she must be having, otherwise her resiliency is so much more. And I don't know about her. So visualization, mindfulness techniques that help you to prepare beautifully. To become consistent, because you know your body is conditioned to respond to the future. Your field is anyway respond to you because you had placed this greatest intent of how I can handle the fast bowler. So that's why it's very, very consistent. Because he was always doing half his time rehearsal in his mind. That must give us enough ideas about the importance of visualization, the dreaming. I visualized after my company's success for 14 months. several adversities. We were in losses, in red, black, month after month after month. Constantly losing money, no profit in any month at all. So much of history, but the field of possibilities exists. There is that you focus on and say, this got to be possible. And so then you believe in it, then you have sufficient amount of synchronicities coming in your way to say, yes, this is happening, and so you continue with it. 14 months later, it happened. But it's a 14-year journey for me. Several times I was on the verge of giving up. But all the time, mentors helped. A spiritual mentor, Patriji helped. A messenger, Vani helped. You have messengers around you who tell you. They give you clues. A lot of times, spouses can be great messengers. Particularly women can be great messengers because they're always connected to the field in many more ways. But the point is that utilizing mindfulness practices or visualization, basically preparation, not only necessarily in the field. That's the difference. If we have to physically do everything, then you are short of resources. The whole idea is to do it with the abundant resource that we have in our mind. It starts triggering many ways things that you require. You don't start with money, you don't start with physical things are used to prepare. Manifestation is happening just by visualizing in many ways because it brings things. Then comes and you go along, challenges come, what did Doreen do? Did she give up? It's almost like a 100-meter sprint. It's a sprint. 400 meters is equal considered sprint. It's not a marathon where you can catch up. Sprints are difficult to catch up. She had at least 10 steps away. Did she give up? The resiliency. That's what Steve Jobs is also saying. Sometimes life is going to be hit with a brick on the head. The resiliency is essential to not give up because she was not even bothered about whether she's going to come first or second. She just wants to be there, do the right thing. We continue to do the right thing. We don't give up. We do the right thing. What is the right thing? Doing meditation no matter what. No matter what, how worse the situations are. I've tried for 40 days, nothing happening to me. Oh, my back pain is increasing. So is the right thing to still continue to do meditation or give up at that point? Continue to do the meditation. Right thing to do. A right thing to not eat food. You still eat food. That's the right thing to do. There's some basic stuff. We don't give up right things to do just because something is not happening. That is the third thing. The resiliency to not give up just because something is there. Then of course, then Steve Jobs said, even if something happens, how many people had the situation in life when something's really broken and then turned out to be the most best things in your life? They're broken, but then later you look back and say they're the very best things that have happened for you because of which you grew. Only a few hands raised, really. That means you're not contemplated enough about your life. Where a low was there, which is so low that you thought that is the worst thing for you, but then now you look back and say it was really great. One of such incidents happened for me too in the year 2008. Another thing happened when I was 10 years graduated. I was expecting a state rank because I was my whole college and everything prepped me up that way. And of course I was school first and second all the time. I was not even figured in the list of 10. I was so disappointed, dejected. I didn't want to show my head to anybody. Forget about even going to my school teachers and principals because I took it so much personally. I was not even there in the 10 list. Many people were there. Where is Ankar Reddy here? He's still there. Ankar Reddy is a state ranker, right? We went to the same school. It was so difficult for me, traumatizing for me to do it. But it turns out that then the same thing happened in the intermediate where I wanted to get an IIT rank. I prepared so much, but nothing came. Second time, total rejection. IIT did not happen. But then accidentally I became state second rank or whatever, the right thing happened in the sense that I was very poorly there in that moment because I was not able to get a rank to get into IITs I solely dear for. But instead I got into BITS Pilani. I say one of the best things that happened for me. Instead, I don't know what would have IIT brought, but BITS Pilani gave me that cosmopolitan culture. My entire personality changed significantly from what I was. A very closed person in a shell to a little bit more opened up happened quite a bit there in this planet because it's just the culture. Several events are there, but each of us can look back. But then when the deep challenges come, they are beginning us to preparing us to something more beautiful, something super beautiful. And so, dear friends, meditation journey can also be like that. Several times the journeys necessarily are not we see everything as growth. That's the whole problem. We understand enough time that it's never growth is even going down also can be a great growth. Something is waiting to happen. And we take meditation strength to cross through it. Because meditation helps us to disengage from the past very quickly. It helps us to disengage from the past very quickly. When the past is there and then it puts so much weight onto us, it's difficult to go forward. And the past has to be disengaged. And this simple breath meditation, the biggest beautiful thing it's doing is to disengage from the past. It helps us to drop the past thought, past experience very quickly. And moves us into the present, so we are free from thinking about the past, and so you put all your energy into the present, so you excel in what you do in the present. And meditation gives you enough clarity so that you can dream about the future in the present, so you create a great future. This is the equation. So we have, in this period of 5 days, we have learned many techniques. The baseline is breath meditation, anapanasati. Sufficient times, Patricia talked about it. Now you also understand conceptually that's what takes you from nothing to, or the tiny matter to the huge infinite energy. Very simple, right? When you place yourself, when you forget the matter, the body, then you are there. So suddenly becoming the whole. So this is it. If somebody wants to latch on to one thing out of these 5 days, it is only that. If we say, what is that one thing I need to latch on to? Just latch on to that breath meditation. Then you want to add a second thing, you know what Virat Kohli said? Visualize. Meditation will give you sufficient clarity to say what to visualize. All that will happen automatically. We don't have to read many things, go to many mentors. Keep doing a meditation. It'll give you clarity. Even if you know clarity, whatever you want to do, visualize it happen. You recognize that it is not necessarily the greatest thing, and so you visualize the next one. It is okay. Everything is abundance in nature in the field. Meditation will give us the strength to drop the notion of time very quickly. Very soon you will realize, let go, it's okay. If this year couldn't achieve, next year. Somebody asked Narendra Modi, we are inviting. What happens if Narendra Modi doesn't come this April? No problem, he'll come in the next year. He'll come the following year. What happens if we don't do GCMLs next year? No problem, he is bound to come in another event of another nature. It could be bigger and better. Could be. So we lose the grip on the time. We must lose the grip on the time. It will happen. And so the second thing, apart from breath meditation, we want to do, add visualization. Visualizing into the future, affirmations. Can I do every day? Yes. Meditation every day? Yes. How much time to do meditation every day? If you can do 24 hours, do 24 hours. Because who doesn't want to be spending as consciousness than as tiny matter, which has so much limitation, so much forgetfulness, so much rigidity versus this entire infinite energy. So the equation is that it is as much as you can. What is okay, now as much ideal, okay, so tell me, please give me some more equation. Do at least an hour of meditation. Now when you add visualization, we have many tracks which are about an hour 15 minutes. Meditation and visualization combined together. An hour 15 minutes tracks are there, several of them. That would be the best. That if you can take time every day, go after it. Spend enough time in emptiness, and then towards the end there is visualization to visualize the future, whatever that is. Goals are over, 3 months later, another goal comes into picture, another thing. In a day where you don't want any visualization, I just want to relax myself, nothing, I just want peace of mind right now, emptiness meditation. I'm going after the projects, it's like vacation to vacation. Your projects are there, visualize. Some things you want to manifest, visualize. That manifested, you're enjoying the fruits of it, you don't want to visualize anything, which is what happens all the time, right? Your project is achieved, then you want some rest time. So same thing you will go through. You don't feel like visualizing anymore after your important goal has been achieved. So then just do breath meditation every day. So your meditation practice, typically, if you're doing it right, will switch between an emptiness meditation or a meditation with visualization. These are the things that on a daily basis you do. For my company to get acquired, I did 14 months of non-stop, everyday visualization meditation without skipping a single day. Several times I skipped my breakfast, but not the meditation. Food has to be diminished, the importance of food, importance of routine ritual, the sleep, many things have to disappear when you recognize the importance that where you're going. It's your purpose that gets manifested, the body goes along with it, no matter whether it had sufficient food or sufficient rest. Because anyway, it's energized through meditation all the time. It's energized through your higher emotion. When you have higher emotion, then you're attracting energy, you're receiving energy to the body. That's why many people here, morning to night, you still are sitting, and then normal conferences by 4 o'clock, you've got to really have 3 cups of tea or coffee and then go. Many people know it. Conferences, you cannot sit through for a night. But here, you're able to sit through and then say, yeah, let's still go. It's because you are in a high vibration. That emotion is high. And it happens through meditation. It happens through the good environment that you are receiving and then learning and feel good about it. Right? That's because you are aligning to your purpose in a way. So that's different, the second one. Yes, it was 55 minutes track for me. There's no lie down in it, which I didn't have. Created something for myself and I was just practicing it. Okay. That time I didn't have this concept, so I was just doing that way. Right. But later, subsequently learned a lie down helps significantly, and so recommend lie down. And if you don't want lie down, there are other tracks without lie down also that we have. 38 minutes, 40 minutes. Right. So the second. So the third thing different. Then we have all other processes. Extending that is walking meditation up to you. Walking meditation is a concept. That sort of gives you that when you are walking in the morning, so if you have a visualization, if you feel you have environment supported, use it, do it, right? There's no harm in doing however frequently you want to do, it's up to you. But basically, you see, everything is possible. It's all about what is practical, what that you can, with a drive can do. So a simple meditation in your bed when you're waking up or before sleeping, doing that meditation right there, slipping into some visualization is great, it will work. In the flight, it will work. When you're traveling, all these times are there. Anything else is based on a thing. Now, how frequently, I can tell you how frequently. Chakra meditation is great to do once in a week if you feel like, because environment constantly causes blocks into us. If you can do a weekly once, do it. Because in a week, in a 5 days, 6 days, things change for us. Suddenly, we would have formed many beliefs, many things that are limiting us. So having a chakra meditation or another meditation weekly once is great if you do. If you don't do, no problem. The concept, the idea of being a retreat, I wanted us to practice enough things. And I also wanted to learn enough concepts. There are so many concepts of different types are there, so that you learn, you understand them, and so at some point you feel the need, you do it. Right? There's no specific order and discipline for them to do. Chakra meditation, you do, it's okay. If you don't do, it's also no problem. It's up to you, depending on your level of interest. Right? Body dialogue meditation, the last one, difference in the process, is really driven through, it has 2 components. One is, of course, you heal yourself. If you have a specific issue that has been long pending and is not being able to be healed for many reasons, then it can give you clues. We never got to hearing from you what is the message you got. In the next session, we'll hear some of you who are here. What message you got from the body meditation. But that is up to you. One part is about healing. The second, healing meaning knowing the reason to heal. But the second part in that, which is visualizing and sending that love and compassionate signal and that energy, that can be very, very powerful to give enough time onto your body by yourself. 1 hour of undivided attention onto your body, that meditation. It can be a great way to energize the body, because simply where you place your attention is there you place your energy. So naturally, an hour of time you're giving onto the body to rejuvenate the body. So from that perspective, whether you have an issue or not can be useful. Right? It can be a very, very useful meditation. Am I doing it? I'm not doing a body meditation. Right? It's up to us depending on where we find ourselves in our situations. It can be very useful in the beginning phase. As you go along, you'll make your own choice and say, okay, my breath meditation is good enough. I'm going to simply sit on this chair and then be done. So you will come to those great conclusions as you go along. Right, friends? That's all we want to do. So those of you who have not done a 40-day program, do the 40-day program once, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. Essentially, our practice is daily, and our practice is 3 things. Minimum, and the 4th thing, beautifully. What are the three things for the practice? One is meditation. Second is visualization, whether is part of the meditation itself. Second is reading books. The limiting belief that we learned is an important concept which holds us back from our future, which spoils the way to many things, is about reading books. That is the second part of the practice. We gave you a list of 25 books. And then if I were you, the first thing I will do by home is to order all 25 books. That costs probably less than what you probably paid here to be here, but it is real investment to ordering all of those books and have them at home and then read them to see that you read them. Right? And from there you will get enough clues to read many other books. Apart from 25, I would have said at least another 10, 12 books in this program. If you have written them, it's okay. Nobody ever misses anything. That means if you didn't write, no problem. Things will come back to you. If it is meant to be, it will come back to you. So reading books is the second. What is the third one? Sajana Sangatsya. I hope you made some friends here. Now these can be great meditation friends because everybody spends 5 days with a lot of interest. That means they are going to go back and then try. And then our team is the core team here. You can make some friends with them too because they are day in and day out practicing into it and then interacting. If possible, when physical programs happen, in programs in the area, plan to attend. I made sure that, I mentioned this before, every time Patricia came to Bangalore, no matter what my calendar was, I cleared it. My only goal was to just spend time with him. You would have had one class only in that day, sometimes no class, but I was just simply there in the place where he was there, and then looking at, talking, interacting, something would happen, right? And so having an in-person, attending in-person sessions is anytime great. And so when you have an opportunity like this, look at active consideration. Allocate some days for physical time of yours for you. Where 2 days and 3 days time, half an hour, 1 hour, taking a Zoom, getting in there, great. But then taking the time, your vacation, where you know scheduled, half of it probably spent towards it. Somebody said spiritual vacation this time, right, friends? So a physical event is always far influential, which you know by now. In this event they've experienced it, right, friends? So when you do this practice with this reading, being in the company of masters, it's not once a month talking to people. When I say company, talk to them on a regular basis, like your friend circle. Eventually somebody said, my friend circle changed. If your friend circle changes from what it is 5 years ago before meditation to now, then you truly have taken the practice into you. If the friend circle really, either friend circle change or friends change, one of the two. You invest your time onto them so they change, or your friend circle changes. It includes relatives. Now don't keep them separate and say, my relatives, how can I ignore them? It's up to you. If they start constantly bringing material elements into you and then you're poisoning yourself, it's up to you. It has to apply to everybody the same. But however, with the most compassionate heart, we constantly give to them and say, come into meditation. Just because they don't come, obligately we spend time, wasting our time and then taking what they're telling is where we go back into our old self. So, you will figure it out. Where there is intention strongly, it's all about your intention, how strong your intention you have. Right? I'm not saying that you cut off relationships. We all know we have to take that courage, the first step and say, what do? We try to go on calling on relatives. We used to do calling on relatives like madly before. And I came into meditation, my vacation, I stopped doing it. Now what is the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to make a judgment on you and say, what, they become arrogant. So what? So am I going to become arrogant? I'm not. We just have the confidence that what you're doing is the right thing for you. You matter first. If somebody is judging on you just because you didn't visit them and then trying to say something, it's not worth having a relationship anyway. Because they're going to drain your energy a lot. They constantly drain your energy because constantly you're trying to guess what are they thinking about you. That's your energy. Your attention is going on wrong things. Why do you want to do that? Right? So first thing we will learn is to stop doing people pleasing, all that difference. But all of this will come in a 40-day program where you will understand many concepts. So that's why I keep telling. The whole knowledge and learning is a lifelong process. It is not a course you've learned. It's not a graphics course you learned and you're done. You know it. It's human becoming divine. It's energy, matter becoming energy is infinite. So to reach infinite, it's an infinite journey. It's a never-ending journey. Right, friends. So it's a lifelong process we go on to. So what do? We latch on to a groove. Budhasi was constantly organizing programs. That's why I said do the 40-day second, third, fourth. Because every time you come in, I am a different person, you are a different person, the audience are different. So the combination is different. The topic title may be like, power of thinking. But what you get out of that is different. And so then we say, continue to be attached to some session or the other. Keep learning. Because ultimately it's knowledge and meditation leads to the total change. Right, friends? So thank you very much for joining. And then so we will, at this point, we will continue, we will have the next session at 2:30 or whenever, an hour after lunch break, and then end by 4. But at this point, let's take on these beautiful youngsters here. And those of you who would like to leave silently, no problem, because if your time is up, then you do leave. It probably take about half an hour. How much time did you plan here? Where is Ashwini, madam? Yes. So we'll listen to them. Yes, madam. Mike, yes, please get a mic. Here. Yeah, no problem. I am not rushing you. So we can take. Announce.
Whoever is leaving now, please collect your certificate at the reception. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Photos outside.
Let us listen from our children, their experiences. Okay, I would like to call mindful learners first and stand at the back. Come here. We will stand here.
Just give a 2-minute break. 2-minute break. 1 second. Madam, you please organize everything.
Okay, young learners, come in the front.
Come, those leaving, please go. Let's go out and then we'll have an interaction. I'm going to turn on.
I want the facilitators also. Renuka, take Hitesh with you. They are fighting. This Hitesh is fighting. Let them stand in the front. The little ones stand in the front. No, later for the photo. Now they will share. Okay, let us stand this side, everyone. Ready, everyone? Okay, we had, as you all know, we had 2 groups.
1 second, madam. 1 second. Let's come here. Okay, please, everybody, please sit down. All the adults.
Here, they get blocked, no? So as you all know, dear parents, we had 2 groups here, young learners and mindful learners, and they had different activities and experiences. I want you to hear from them. Later, our facilitators will also share few words. Manjula, please come. Come. Simran was the facilitator for young learners for life skill program, and outdoor activities. Rahul sir was there, Renuka ma'am was there for bird watch, and Manjula ma'am was there for origami. Pavan sir was there for everything. Janvi was there with us volunteering. Nandita was there for mandala art. So all of us together, I think we were with the children all these 5 days, and we are really grateful for this experience and opportunity. So we will start with young learners first. Simran, would you like to call out the names? Or we will pass on the mic? Vahin will start first. You can share your experience. Whatever you liked doing here.
I like the yoga nidra. It was a relaxation for me. And I was tired from third day till today. And it was very beautiful. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sriram. I like actually because it helped to improve my focus and attention.
Hello, my name is Shikhar and I like target shooting because it improves your aiming and it's very nice to play. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pranay and I like bungee trampoline because it's so good and it went high.
I love the organic farm because there are many fruits and vegetables which are very organic, and I learned about how to composting.
Come forward. Yeah, Shashank, you come. You don't want to speak? Arar? Okay, you guys come. Okay. Anaya, you can come. Okay, one by one. Come. It's okay. Okay, it's okay. One by one, everyone will get chance. Okay.
My favorite session was self-awareness. We learned more about our friends and ourselves.
So first we did a name and motion activity where we learned more about our friends.
The second activity we did was I am like, where we compared ourselves to anything in the nature. The third activity we did was self-awareness. It was like freeze dance, but every time we pause, we had to enact an emotion, which was stirred.
And last but not least, we had the traffic signals where every color thing about ourselves. So first we did green. In green, what you feel is easy. So I feel singing is easy. So yellow means what you're still learning. So I'm still learning swimming. So I'm not perfect. And red means what you feel it's hard. So I feel learning new languages is a little hard. And in this session, we did this worksheet, self-esteem worksheet, where we learned more about ourselves.
Thank you.
Anaya, you go with other activities first. I'll carry this. Okay. I'll just show the mandala.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anaya. Today, I am going to present my mandala art and glass painting. In the glass painting, we traced the picture we were given and let it dry. After that, we colored it using paints. Then I let it dry again, and this is the outcome. And And in mandala art, we use some tools to put dots on a round board, and this is the outcome. Good morning, everyone. My name is Anaya.
My name is Krida.
My name is Purvika.
My name is Aradhya.
We are here to present all the activities we did in emotion session. Me and my friends are going to tell them. The first activity was creator and detective. The second activity was a worksheet called How Am I Feeling? And then we did a game called the Kindness Web.
Emotional freeze dance on the song of Bam Bam Bole. Emotional shaft.
Next we did calming tools. First is breathing exercise. Second is 10, 9, 8 backward counting. Next we did solve some worksheets. First is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next is I explode.
Next we did activity of fixing a friend bridge, and then we did role play. In role play we played role of different types of emotions like happy and sad, and then we make a garden pot. In this we wrote emotions about our friends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, young learners can sit down for a minute. Later you can join for Kabir Doha. And mindful learners, those who are going to speak, come forward one step ahead and then speak.
Hello everyone, my name is Anshika and I'm going to be talking about the bird painting. I really like doing the bird painting because it was very calming and relaxing. The bird painting was a follow-up of the bird watching that was done in the morning. The whole retreat was very calming and relaxing for me. It was like a break from my daily life and it was very nice. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Hanshita and today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite activities, which was the mandala art. The experience was really fun and calm. When I first started the painting, I thought it would be impossible to do a good job on the first try, but when I started working on the painting, I found out that it actually started to come together. And at the end, I was really happy with the outcome. So what I learned from this is that patience is important because good things take time. Thank you.
We want everyone to show your mandala art. This was not easy. Each dot they had to place it with so much patience. A meditative activity. They started on day 1 and yesterday they completed. 4 days.
Because one day we didn't have it.
For 4 to 5 hours. And every day they start on day 1 and they keep developing it every day. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pragnya. One of my favorite activities was the stitching, wherein we stitched a traditional game called Chauka Bara. Instead of all the video games that we play, we can play such kind of traditional games because it is an exercise for both our right and left brain. And to be honest, everyone were absolutely silent, and this was the only activity where I observed that. And that was really calm and peaceful. One more favorite activity of mine was the seva which we did today morning. We all were divided into three groups, and the group which collected most garbage was the winner. And if we put together all the garbage we collected, that's a huge amount. So I request all of you to stop littering and put all the waste into the dustbin. Thank you.
Can you all show your board games? Is it with you? Yes, absolutely right. Actually, in every batch we see with stitching, they get consumed so much. They are within themselves. The whole class becomes silent. So I think they should explore more at home. This is also one of them. Actually, one parent was asking me here that what they can continue doing after going from here. So these are the activities which they can explore more.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Samyukta. One of my favorite activities which I like from this retreat is pottery. The clay was really soft than I expected, and the way you shape it, it was really beautiful. And I wanted to do pottery for more than a year, maybe. I like pottery. So maybe manifesting the pottery thing made me do pottery this time. And also, another activity which I liked was organic, the farm. And also I saw all the things, the compost and the biogas plant, all which came in my book. I just saw it in real life. And the thing which I want to take from this retreat is meditation. I never thought it would calm me, and I never thought it would affect me this much. I really wanted to continue it more. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ayan. One of my favorite activities in the retreat was the sound bath. We all lay down on yoga mats, and Sir sat in the center of the room with Tibetan singing bowls, Zen bowls, and a xylophone. And then he began playing them.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sharvi. The two activities I liked were the sound bath and the trekking. I like sound bath because of the sound waves flowing through my ears and hitting my eardrums. It made me feel relaxed, and the posture was really comfortable. And I like trekking because of the view and the atmosphere, which felt really nice.
Furthermore, Sir taught us about the different types of rocks found on the hill. I found a granite rock, and one of my friends found a really cool shell. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tejas. One of my favorite activities is swimming because I learned swimming since 1 year ago. When I heard there is a swimming, so I was very happy. When I done swimming, it was very relaxing. I enjoyed swimming. And other my favorite activities to bird watching because kingfisher I watched, and I watched more birds near uh, Nandanvan Gaushala. Nandanvan Gaushala. There was more birds, but they were flying because of the sounds. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shreyan Singh, and I'm also known as Shri. So I'm gonna speak about everything which happened from first day till the 5th day today. First, I will thank my parents to bring me here in such a wonderful place. Now, doing yoga for 30 to 25 minutes is nothing for me. Like in UAE, I can't even sit for 15 minutes, but now I feel so good while doing yoga, sound bath, and yoga netra, where we sleep and then we sleep and we focus on our breath mostly. So let's start from first day. First day we came, we had introduction of my friends. Then from first day only we started our mandala art, and second day morning we had adventure, which for mindfulness there were tracking. Tracking means like we need to pass the obstacles to go to the end. Then we have archery. To pass the obstacle we need to have patience, and of course we need to use mind, which like some people would have. Yeah, I think so. So let's go on the second day. let's move to the second day. On the second day, we had tracking. On the tracking, we went on the mountain, and when we were on the top, everyone forgot the way back. So we need to find a way back. And yeah, of course, many people got scratched by many things. Then we finally came from some dump area, and yes, and then we continue with our art. And that day we started our stitching. I think so, yes. Second day it was bird watching, but I really didn't went for bird watching because I was not feeling well. But I think so they watch many birds like kingfisher, parrot, and many types of bird, different birds, which I don't know. Then same thing happened on the third day also. And fourth day it was picking up trash. Helping, sorry, helping. I also didn't went for that because same thing. I was not feeling well. And yeah, overall my experience was very good. I would like to come like every time whenever I get a chance. And yes, I will thank all the teachers, every volunteers to take care of us. Really thank you. And my friends, maybe I will not meet them again, but yeah, still I made a good friendship with them. Thank you.
Okay, young learners, can you join for Kabir Doha? They want to present one Doha for all the parents. The three girls can hold the mic. Three girls who are supposed to come. So you hold it.
इस काया का है भाग भाग बिन पाया नहीं जाता, पाया नहीं जाता। कर्म बिना नसीब तड़पल आया नहीं जाता, कर्म बिना नसीब तड़पल काया नहीं जाता। कहे सतनाम जगे, कहे सतनाम जगे, झूठा छ मेरा, झूठा छ मेरा। दो दिन की जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला, दो दिन की जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। Thank you.
Thank you for all teachers.
Children, you can sit. All the facilitators can come on the stage.
Okay, my name is Rahul Kumar Raj. I was taking care of all the breath work, meditation, and all the outer activities like morning track, adventure activity, Goshala, organic farm, even bird watch. Thank you. Okay, experience I can say it was a last 5 days. It's one of my quality time I'm spending with all my kids. So thank you so much to giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, Rahul sir was there early morning, all early morning activities. Late night also 2 days when we had to take some children to the hospital, he was the one. So throughout the day and throughout the night, he was working. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm also a participant here and I took yesterday off from long meditations and I was taking the kids out on something that I really like, bird watching and bird painting. So whosoever's parents, like whichever kid, whoever painted on that reception, you should make time to go and see the artwork. They've done a fabulous job. And I really hope to see them go places in their art journey. I enjoyed, like it was a very, very nice time spending time with kids yesterday. Thank you so much. It's in the reception, like, yeah.
Renuka ma'am is always like she volunteers with us whenever she has time for bird watch and bird painting. She can help children spot different rare and common birds. And they have painted on the walls in the reception. There is a small room, main reception. Please have a look. And Simran is the new joinee here. I think she just completed 2 weeks volunteering here, and she was facilitating all that what they shared, that life skill sessions.
Hi. Truth be told, from overwhelming to completely falling in love, that was my personal journey. I absolutely love it. And I realized that sometimes we forget that, how to feel alive. And we forget to, go back into our own childhood. So through them, I also learned my childhood. So yeah, great experience, and thank you, ma'am, for giving me this platform. Yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Jahnavi. I was volunteering for the bookmarks, the tracks and all. It was very fun engaging with them and I had a great experience. I was learning a lot of things while engaging them with a lot of activities such as oil painting, the glass sheet painting, the bookmarks, everything. So thank you so much.
Okay, Janvi joined at the right time. We wanted more support from the volunteers, and she filled in the gap wherever it was required. And even morning activities, we needed a lady volunteer. So she volunteered for all those activities. Thank you. Manjula volunteered for the first time with us, and she taught origami to the children.
Yeah, thank you, team. And yeah, it was really my first experience, and yeah, it was a very good experience. And all kids were really very active, and they have many capabilities, and also good time spending with them. I really thank the team and also parents, Pyramid Valley, everyone. Thank you. Yes, I was volunteering, yes, for Yoga Nidra, and also I was volunteering for other facilitators, assisting with them. Yeah, thank you. They were very excited, very excited.
Not easy. And yesterday she finished her exam, and she came, had lunch here, and she spent the rest of the time with children so that they complete it yesterday. So also Kabir Doha, what they presented. So once again, it is not easy to be with the children for the whole day because they are very energetic. We cannot match their energy levels. So in spite of that, sometimes maybe our facilitators felt little tired. They never expressed. They were happy throughout and with the children. And we love to have more opportunities like this. And those who want to come again, children, you can come for the summer camp. April, May, also in June we have summer camps with more activities. You can explore more. April and May we have. June we specifically, mostly this year, we are planning for this international boards because they get holiday little later, July and August. So you can check on the website and register. Pyramid Valley, and this is 5 to 6 days of residential program where they stay without the parents. And we have had like 6-year-olds to 14-year, 16-year-olds staying here without the parents. So doing their own stuff. So thank you to Chandra sir and the Buddha CO team for this opportunity, and to all the parents. Hope we did a good job with your children.
Very happy to see our children retreat.
Rakesh had to come here, Jayashree madam, to say something. Yes. And parents also have to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah. Very happy to see our children retreat was a great success. And thanks to Children First and to facilitator and volunteers to bringing their talent, teaching indoor and outdoor activities. Because of all of your time and effort, all parents could peacefully sit here and enjoy the retreat here. Thank you so much.
Give to parents.
And
Actually, we have one more member in our team, that is Monica ma'am. She is the one who created the PPTs. She's working remotely because she is on maternity leave right now, but she's helped us. She was the one who was posting message for all the updates in the group.
I would like to call out names here. Thank you, Ashwini ma'am, for your wonderful planning and execution. Rahul sir, thank you. Simran ma'am, Pavan sir, Leela, Nandita, Manjula, Paritosh, and our volunteers, Lalita ma'am, Sai Ram Reddy, Renuka, Anjali, Prasad, Shrikant, Janvi, and Kaladevi ma'am. Thank you so much.
Special thanks to Ashwini madam. This is the first time in AMR we had a program for children. We didn't know how it will happen, but really appreciate for putting together everything. I mean, I'm sure many parents have really enjoyed, because they came here because they had this program. So you enabled so many parents to experience the retreat, and of course, listening to children's experience, it's amazing. So how they enjoyed. Thank you so much for making this happen, and of course the Pyramid Valley team. Yes, thank you to all the volunteers who put their heart and soul into this. Thank you.
Same. Thank you so much, Ashwini ma'am. I know you. Thank you for being so flexible and dynamic. I know there was
The word on the program.
The program, the children's course, sir?
Yes.
Yes. Even my younger one was there in the children's course.
She is an international educator. So we want to know about the program. You are an international educator, yes.
Yes, as an educator, I was surprised to see the meticulous planning at what level they had for the children, and each and every bit of information, apart from the activities, their well-being, everything was taken care of. And as parents, every day, even my younger one, honestly, she was very doubtful to attend the program initially. But just after the first day evening, she came to us and she said she wants to continue for all the 5 days. So awesome. And all the planning, every activity, it was very mindfully thought. I guessed it. So thank you so much. And being so flexible. Mainly for children's course, you have to be very flexible with your planning. That is a very important feature, and that was well executed. So thank you so much for each and every one. And I really like to thank all the Buddhasio volunteers also. Yes, Sairam sir, Lalita ma'am, Anjali also, I really have to acknowledge her for being, from day one, coordinating with Ashwini ma'am, each and every bit of details with them. Thank you so much. And Renuka ma'am and other volunteers.
Yes, actually, Buddha CEO volunteers also supported us a lot whenever we needed the break for the volunteers. I think he is also there. Okay. Lalita ma'am, Sairam sir, throughout, he was there. Thank you, and we have troubled Anjali enough. I don't know whether she'll agree to coordinate with us next time.
Parents, if you would like to share.
Good afternoon, one and all. So I have my daughter here and my son here. So they were actually sharing a lot of things, daily about the trekking, what they did, the games, and the mandala art. And I got to know about my daughter painting. She does so well on the glass painting, which I was not knowing. And that means that program is designed so well, well thought. So really, I was so amazing. Where is Renuka? Renuka is here. She was also invited us for her home to do the painting. I'm very honored for that. And also, I want to request everybody to give the big round of applause to Ashwini ma'am. She does her, and also Simran. And Rahul sir, my daughter was not well. We were in Tapasvi, we were coming down. I got 3 calls, but I was confident that she was all right. Just I need to give her a little hug and then, but then also they took me to the hospital. Vani ma'am is here. And she said take Koti. Where is Koti? Okay, really amazing team Buddha Siva has. I just wanted to, I have short fall of a word, but big round up. I would request every parents to stand, give the standing ovation to all the team here, and Chandra sir, Vani ma'am, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone. Starting with Ashwini ma'am and team, everyone is full of patience because with the children we required much patience, and that come to us also because of the volunteer work, and every child is special, and that way we can see their creativity and everything. So I'm blessed to be part of this team, and thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to be. I love being with kids. So wonderful children, kids, and I enjoyed it. Apart from, I don't know how much they enjoyed, I got Dadi, Dadi. So I really enjoyed being with them.
Thank you everyone for giving us the opportunity to serve you. In fact, doing service to kid is nothing but doing service to ourselves. We forgot we are also part of a kid in our life. So it recollects us that we are also part kid life. So thank you so much for the opportunity, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. All the volunteers and but you people are here, no? We, like me and Girish, wouldn't be here without. We are here because of this program. So first and foremost, in fact, I told Ashwini ma'am that whenever I'm meditating, every breath I send so many blessings to them, because I could feel that I am meditating and Girish is here because of them. We couldn't. It was not possible, and not. I don't know any other program, and in fact, I was asking her that who has thought of this, because this is very thoughtful. That how will parents meditate, when there are kids around? And this is one aspect that okay, we'll have a workshop for kids. Having meaningful activities in that workshop is another level, because you can nowadays in school also, in between they will just switch on the television, they will make them watch videos. Here the activities were they are so engaging, so good. Every evening, and they will come, we have to get this, okay, tomorrow morning we have to go. We are here meditating, they are going on their own. That itself speaks volumes for the program, how it is organized, how the volunteers are, the way photographs are being shared. Thank you. I mean, I can go on and on what they have done these 5 days, because I have two, and because at home they get only half an hour television every day. So I also engage with these activities. Stitching is there, you do this, do that. So it is fun. But yes, continuously, they were with the kids since morning till night. It is not easy. So it is really, I'm very, very grateful. Simran ma'am, Ashwini ma'am, all. And I heard that you took Kavya's daughter a hospital. It is so thoughtful, it is so kind. Otherwise, you can just give the address, you go yourself. So that family feeling is here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chandra sir. Thank you, Vani ma'am. Thank you, all the volunteers.
Thank you. That's wonderful. We have to thank Jagdish sir and Shan Daga, Kaushik Daga. They all have thought about having a learning center, then having this program fixed. So then for us it's pretty easy. We latched on to a program they created, and so it all happened. So thank you, madam, for really executing it so beautifully. Thank you all. So let's take children, please come here with the certificates. We'll take a picture. So All of us, it's 2 o'clock, so 2:45 we'll have a final session. 2:45 to 3:45, 1 hour session will be there. All right? Okay.
So little ones.
No, that's fine. I'll be in your level. Yeah, there only. Come. Yeah. If parent wants to join, the children's parents, feel free to jump in. Parents of the children want to join, come join in this picture. Okay.